Welcome to the Action Takers podcast. I'm your co-host Nate. We got JC here with us as always. JC, how's it going?
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
Dude, it's clarity is in the vision right now. And it's life has never been clearer. I'm feeling really good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Enjoying life, taking things day by day, and moving forward.
Day by day. So I read this thing, and I don't know where it's at in my notes, but I was reading this thing and it was like literally like I just finished this book called Essentialism. Highly recommend it. It was one of the topics though that they brought up. It was just like it was as simple as stop worrying about the past, stop worrying about the future, only worry about what's in front of you right fucking now. Be present in what you're doing right now, and you won't have to worry about any of the shit in the past, and you won't have to worry about any of the shit in the future. Because if you take care of fucking today, right now, tomorrow's no big fucking deal. And it just I don't know, that mindset, that fucking I don't know, it just got me going and got me flowing, and it's just, dude, I'm on a good path right now. So that's interesting you said that.
I mean that's essentially the best way to do things. Obviously we can't dwell on yesterday. Tomorrow's not here yet, so yeah, do what's in front of you. Sounds good to me.
I've got this. So I read this book, Essentialism, right? And they talked a lot about non-essentialists and essentialism, and it got me thinking. So let me read you a couple things. A non-essential person who clouds their fucking life does more. Essentialist brings forth more. An essentialist produces more, brings forth more by removing more instead of doing more. There's a lot of mores in there, but it got me thinking, and it was like I was going down this fucking path of life where I was going in 15 different fucking directions. And it was either like my businesses or my content or our podcasts or the newsletter I was fucking writing. I was going down all these fucking paths. And I was recognizing, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not making any progress. Like, the subscribers have not gone up. And I started looking at your channel and I realized something. Correlation from a book I read, which was Marketing Inc. by Joe Palario or Palazzo. I'll link it in the show notes. That you do one thing really, really well. You are consistent with the vertical format of content you produce. I'm trying to produce fucking podcasts and long form YouTube and fucking shorts and TikToks and Instagram. So what did I do? I went fucking high and to the right and fucking deleted a bunch of shit off my phone. I got rid of Twitter. I got rid of TikTok. I got rid of Instagram. I need Facebook to run my business, but I got rid of I got rid of LinkedIn. I got rid of like Clubhouse and Breakout and all these fucking social media platforms that have been distracting me because I don't know which direction I wanted to go in. And I started looking at your success and I was like, where's the attention at? YouTube's it's the second largest search engine in the fucking world. That's the platform. That's the platform you need to conquer. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been consistently posting to YouTube for the last 2 weeks, I think. And yeah, it's the shorts, 15 seconds or less. I mean, it's work. I'm getting eyeballs. I'm getting subscribers. It's building up slowly. And yeah, that's what, like I said, I've been doing. Create these videos, and yes, I'm posting the same video on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But yeah, YouTube has been getting lately, getting a good amount of views on most of these videos. But and to even go on that, what you're saying, to go back with all the mores, if you really think about it, it's true, right? Like you're doing more, right? You're doing all these things, so you're doing more than someone that is doing focusing on other things. But when you really focus on a couple things, I think you bring more value to what the things you are doing. right? Instead of trying to do 15 things, some of those might not have that enough value to it. But yeah, doing a couple things I think is definitely going to bring more value to just whatever it is you're doing. So it makes sense. It definitely makes sense, and it's a good thing to do. And I did the same thing. I took a couple apps that I had on there. I think one was a Discord. I don't know. There's some apps I downloaded. I didn't even use them, but I'm like, I was doing that the other day. I was like, let me just delete these. Like, let me just focus on a couple things and clean stuff up.
It just, dude, it just got me absolutely like, I was just shocked. And the point, so I was reading this book, and it just, and they brought up some good points. And like, if you're trying to build a content based business, or you're trying to send content toward, like, if you're trying to produce content to essentially get more customers, you got to look at the greatest content creators ever. And you got to look at the people who are literally leading the charge right now. And if you look at them currently, for example, Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate, Gary Vee, fucking our boy Grant Cardone, Brad Lee, all of these fucking people that we pay attention to, who are on all kinds of fucking platforms. They're on every fucking platform. If you open LinkedIn, you're going to see their shit. If you open Twitter, you're going to see their shit. Brad Lee has fucking shit everywhere. Grant Cardone, they all have stuff everywhere. But it got me thinking. So, and the point of this book was they brought up the statement of all of these people who created these platforms, these audiences, this mass attention, all started producing on one platform. They picked a platform and just fucking did not stop. And it got me thinking. I'm like, fuck. Okay, Gary Vee. Okay, guy. He's like, he literally goes, put it all out there. Fucking 19 platforms. And then you look at his history and you're like, well, when he started, all he did was literally post on YouTube when YouTube wasn't even a thing. And then he started posting on another platform that went bankrupt. And he grew his audience there. And then you look at Joe Rogan. He specifically only did podcasts. Brad Lee, just podcasts, like literally just podcasts. He recently, like a year ago, started doing TikTok. And then I look at Andrew Tate and I'm like, Andrew Tate just literally just went on everyone else's podcast. Someone else chopped it up for him and dumped it on all these social networks. And it just got me thinking that, like, I think I personally need to focus on one platform and specifically growing whatever that business I want to grow.
Definitely. Yeah, I think it just helps focus. You don't have to, and I think that too, because I know I've heard that different things are better on different platforms. So focusing on that one just allows you to really get what's good, for that platform. Because it is, like we do this. Okay, maybe I'm posted to Instagram, maybe I'm posted to YouTube, or we do it on different stuff. But that same clip might not have that same effect on these platforms. So I think focusing on one or even two will help a lot. Yeah, and just grow the audience. I mean, that's YouTube right now. I'm just trying to grow an audience of doing this fitness stuff, which is fun. Which I took. So all my recent videos, I freaking finally took the tripod to the gym. I just had it there. I was the only guy with a tripod in the gym. People were probably looking at me. It was like 6-7 o'clock at night. It was busy. It was freaking packed. And I was like, fuck it. And that's the thing though, which is really hard. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I told JC I was gonna do it. Freaking there, and like it's just packed gym. And I was like, you just have to really say fuck it. And I saw people looking at me when I was doing it because they're like, wait, why does this guy have a fucking tripod? Who's he think he is? Some fitness influencer? When I recorded, I got 5 videos or 4 videos out of it. Just did my every workout I did that night, and yeah, and it's helped me. I've had content for the past 4 days. I'm gonna have to take it again probably tomorrow. So we're thinking about that and get 6-7 more videos to post for the next week.
Dude, that's incredible. That's a huge step. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things that, like, I struggle with this all the time. Like, anytime you have a camera out, especially in the United States, in other parts of the world, like, it's not that big of a deal because you're usually going in places where there's a lot of other people who have fucking cameras. So it's like, oh, filming me today and taking selfies with my fucking iPad and all this bullshit. And you recognize, like, if you introduce another object into a fucking gym like a tripod, people were like, "What the fuck?" But dude, that's awesome, man. That's an incredible step forward because the one thing that I think that it does is you stop caring about what other people think because you're getting so like those same people in the gym are probably the same people who are watching you on fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? Like your
Yeah.
YouTube shorts are getting hundreds of thousands of views because you got the balls to fucking set up a tripod in your gymnasium. I mean, I appreciate the no longer the butthole shots, when you're doing pull-ups.
I mean, it does only go so high. The phone's heavy, so it gets top heavy. So it was they're still not perfectly high, but they are better. They are better. I'll say that.
Well, so like, what was when you brought the tripod in? What was the feeling? Like, what? Explain it like step by step. Like, because when I go to the gym now, especially in a busy time, like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you get these fucking young kids in there, and they're like flexing with their phone, and you're like, oh, I could set up a whole fucking YouTube studio. You guys want to fucking carry? You probably subscribe, and they're in there fucking taking dick pics, and it just, it got me thinking. What was that feeling though? Like what kind of made you keep going with that?
No, just knowing why I was doing it. Right, I'm doing it because I want to post this on social media and get the views and build the audience and do it's what I want to do. The only, I guess, the tough thing is too, because I try and just do it for one set because I'm still there to work out, right? I don't want to take away from why I'm actually there, and then it becomes less genuine content essentially, right? Because that's the whole point of it is just to be raw and have it set there, not really worry about it, and just work on your workout. So it, like I said, yeah, it is a little the first workout I recorded was kind of, but then after that I'm like, yeah, it's busy, everyone saw it already, whatever. I just freaking did it. It was cool.
What's crazy is it's now time to introduce our first advertiser. It's Nate Alva's protein shake. No, I'm just kidding. When are you going to start slinging products?
I'm not anytime soon. I mean, like I said, I'm just right now. It's just focused on building the audience, right? Building the audience, working on myself, improving myself, and then who knows? We'll go from there. Right? People might start sending me some shirts to wear while I work out. Specifically, I don't know. Who knows?
I think if you keep taking the floor shots, I think you're going to be sent some shorts or some other other activity wear. Dude, I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely great. And I think the one thing that I can learn from that is just the ability, the one thing that you said that really resonates with me. And one of my biggest fears is like, when I go and do something, I'm always fearful of like, is producing content or recording it going to take away from the experience? And I figured out something. That part of it, you got to do the thing that you're going there to do. You just have to do that, and you got to enjoy that. It's just a secondary thing where you just set up the tripod, hit fucking record, and just let it go, and just fucking, and because you're going to create something pretty cool where hundreds of thousands of people watch it.
Yeah, exactly. And the cut a little bit off the front, cut a little bit off the back, make sure it's good timing, and yeah, I mean, just it's simple. It's really simple. It's not complicated. It's just getting over that fear or that whatever of like, oh, what are people thinking about me here with my tripod and my camera? But it's not a big deal. Once you do it,
I can promise you, I know what they're thinking. They're going, this fucking asshole making me look bad. Okay, I can't go over there. Can't go over that part of the gym because I'm going to end up on someone's fucking TikTok or YouTube channel. And sure enough, they're going to see me. They're going to see me on there, and they're going to think I'm an idiot. That's what they're thinking. That's the craziest thing about this, this creating this content is people only give a shit about what people are thinking of them. They're going to be more fearful. The reason why they don't want you to have a fucking tripod in there is not because they think whatever you're doing is stupid. they just don't want to, you don't want to see their fat ass on fucking on the rower or on the fucking ab machine. I think that's something we got to remind ourselves often, that people care more about what you think of them than what they actually think of you.
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. It's always and two. Most of the time, people really don't care that much. Maybe for a split second they might have someone, but then after that, they're over it, right? They're most people there are there to work out, so it's whatever. On top of there's a few other people I catch, doing the same thing. You always got. It's funny. The other day when I was recording that, then there's people in the squat rack and someone had their buddy recording for them, which I need to get that eventually. Someone there recording me, get some some panoramic or some more movement, not just the camera staying fixed. So, I guess as I grow, once I get my team, I'll have my whole team in there.
You'll have your whole team. It's like this is Nate's section. Nate reserved the gym today. Okay, so just the gym's closed. For Nate and his team. What?
Let's go like at 2 a.m. when no one's there.
Yeah, dude. I think you're onto something. I think you're going in the right direction. Crazy off the topic question. I need to be Beachbody ready in about 2 weeks. Any suggestions on how to cut about 10 pounds?
Probably fasting. It's going to be the way to do that.
Do I have to fast for 2 weeks?
Yeah. Don't eat for 18 hours a day. You only eat for 6 hours. Yeah, that's honestly probably be the fastest way to do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
cut out the carb super hard. Like go on a 0 carb or less than 50 carb a day diet, which is free. It is going to make you want some freaking carbs. When you really if you can stick to doing less than 50 carbs a day, you are going to crave pizza, Chinese, like anything that is just super carb rich. It is going to be. I've done it before, and it sucked. Like you just want to eat freaking everything.
Dude, that carnivore diet, I've done it for 2 months this year. And dude, sure enough, like you can just smell pasta. No, like you can walk by a restaurant and be like, "Oh, they're making Alfredo? What is that fresh bread? God, is that a tortilla? Like, what are we doing?" Yeah, you're right. I think I'm gonna try and cut about 10 pounds in 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's pretty unhealthy, but I think you're right.
Yeah, fast. Cut your water. I mean, yeah. I mean, it can be done. It can definitely be done. It's
cut the water, huh? That's another thing that I always screw up on. Usually when I'm fasting, I drink way too much water, and I'm like, why didn't I lose any weight? It's like, you dipshit, you drink 2 gallons of water today. Like that's like 16 pounds.
Right. Yeah. But no, yeah. So let me know how that goes though. Are you able to fast for 18 hours?
Fuck, 18 hours. Like you think about it, and you're like, that's not that bad. There's 24 hours in a day, and you're like, well, shit. Like, what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat at like 2 to 8?
It's like 10 to 4, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's
okay.
What you eat, and then yeah. I mean, there's different ones you can rotate it. How the stuff, but I mean, essentially, if you just find that little time, it's like, okay, this is my eating time, and I think it'll work.
Dude, and then just do a shitload of cardio or what?
Yeah. Most definitely.
Okay, shitload of cardio, fast for 18 hours. I think I'm starting tomorrow. I think I need to, I think you need to shed a few lbs before I go to good old Cabo San Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'll be fun. Never been, but I'm sure I've seen the pictures, I've seen the videos. Looks like a place to go to.
Dude, travel hack. Okay, I got a travel hack for you. So I've been watching these travel videos because I don't know if I told you or the audience or whoever is listening. My wife and son, we're gonna leave for 4 months. We're January 4th. We've got it scheduled where we're gonna rent our house out. and we're going to drive across the United States for a month, and then we're going to hop on a plane, go to Bali for 2 months, and then fly back and take another month to get back to Georgia and kind of assess, kind of the direction we want to go in our lives. And in the process, we're going to start producing content specifically for that kind of a travel channel, especially with kids, because a lot of people, everyone we tell, like, hey, we're gonna go travel to Bali for fucking 2 months. We're gonna go live in Bali with our son, and people are like, I would love to do that, but I've got kids. And you're like, well, you could still do it. Like, you just, it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass, like, for some of the time. And anyways, we're gonna start a travel channel. And the thing about, like, so we're gonna, in a couple weeks, we're gonna kick off our travel channel. And the travel hack that I'm talking about is we don't have a channel yet. We don't have a fucking website. We don't have a fucking Airbnb, anything. And sure enough, dude, I sent this guy a message. I'm like, hey, your Airbnb looks amazing. We would love to stay there. Our budget is $50 a day because we're trying to stay, relatively inexpensive, dude, because a lot of people, like, one of the biggest burdens people think when it comes to travel is like the overall expenses. You got to stay in some fancy fucking resort to be able to experience, the area that you want to go to. So we're like, fuck, it'd be fun for 3 days to go and stay somewhere where we only spend about $100 a day, as a family. And so I messaged this guy. This guy wants his Airbnb. It's like a 2-bedroom apartment, view of the fucking beach, and it's like $85. I'm like, hey, dude, like, we got a travel channel, and we would love to highlight your Airbnb while we're staying there. Could you meet our budget of $50? And he's like, absolutely. I'm like, fucking right, doggy. What are we doing? Like this? Why haven't I been doing this in my entire life? Oh my God, it was incredible. It was like, he didn't ask for any, like, there was no contract, nothing. It just, I paid him for the fucking Airbnb, and sure enough, we're gonna be staying there for $50 a night, which is gonna be kind of incredible.
Yeah, well, that is awesome. I mean, where else could you be using these hacks? Aloha Press, golf courses.
Dude, I
mean,
know, right? It's been driving me crazy. I could have played Pebble Beach for fucking $10 or whatever. That's probably not true, but it yeah, shit, dude. We've traveled so many times, and I just finally got the fucking balls to ask them, like, and it's crazy what people will do just to get some attention, because not a lot of people ask for it. And I don't, if you ask us, my wife and I, like, hey, can we get a discount on your Airbnb? We'd probably be like, probably not, because we know that game. But I don't know, it's just a cool thing for the audience to just try.
And I don't know if we ever talked about this, but on one of the podcasts, there is this former FBI negotiator, and now he does. I forget exactly what he does for his business now, but anyways, he was just talking about that. Like, everywhere he goes, everything he asks for some sort of discount. So
yeah, everything's negotiable.
Exactly. Whether it's Starbucks, whether it's at the hotels, everything. And the biggest thing of what he says, obviously, it's just he's working on his skills, but the other thing is just, you just got to ask exactly what you just said. Most people wouldn't ever think to ask whatever it is, and it's simple stuff. You even talked about the Starbucks thing. You just ask them, hey, can I get a discount? Can I get your employee discount? Because a lot of employees have discounts at all these different places, and sometimes he gets it, sometimes he doesn't. But you treat it like a game. You just have fun with it, and he just talks about, not that he needs it, but it's just a fun thing to do to get discounts on things everywhere he goes.
Oh yeah. So if you want to read the book, I've listened to like part of it, and it's called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Yeah.
And dude, it's sure enough, like, it's incredible. Like, the techniques that he used is just, it's simply asking. Like, it's crazy how many times, like, for example, today, like, our gas bill comes in, they're like, hey, your gas thing's expiring, to sign up for, 2 years ago it was 51 cents a fucking liter, and now it's going to be 91 cents a liter. And I'll go, Caitlin, call them and negotiate that. And sure enough, they're like, oh, due to the inflation and the current economy and how gas prices have risen, that's the reason for the price increase. And we're like, well, inflation's only at like 7, 8, 9%, over 3 years. That's not, no, you jumped, you doubled in fucking price. Like, no way. We're like, well, if you can match our price with another company, we'll sure enough match it. So we fucking Google my business, and sure enough, we figured out, we negotiated fucking. We literally just saved fucking $800-900 in a matter of like 10 minutes. So it's a cool book, but also like this shit works.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, that's pretty good on your investment. 10 minutes, 20 minutes of your time to save 800-900 bucks. I mean, just think about how that can compound to just so many other areas. Yeah, just gas bill, any other bills. I mean, same thing with insurance, right? I mean, people just always keep renewing it, and instead of being like, "Hey, let me call around, let me see if I can get some better rates on insurance, on phones, on it's crazy how much we just kind of keep going along with things and not like recheck and be like, let me see if I can get some better deals on things.
Well, dude, it's absolutely shocking. Like the craziest thing for me is like I read the book like I'll Teach You How to Be Rich by, I can't remember the guy's name. And it wasn't really a book on how to teach you how to be rich. It was essentially it was teaching you like things that you could do to essentially save a shitload of money. And the money that you saved, you can invest in stocks or a portfolio, whatever, Vanguard account or S&P 500, and you could become a millionaire in like 5 years. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But the number one takeaway I took away from that was, he goes, stop negotiating for shit that doesn't matter. He goes, most people will negotiate for a fucking t-shirt, or they'll ask for a discount at the restaurant, or they'll ask a discount for the hotel, but they won't ask for a discount when they buy a house. You know what I mean? Like they're going to spend $500,000 and they don't ask for a lower rate, which could save them $50,000 or buying a car. Just throw out a crazy low number. I'll buy it for fucking $30,000 off. And you never know. Like I've worked at a fucking dealership where we just fucking literally gave away cars. We wanted to take a loss. I didn't want to take a loss because it would affect my paycheck, but for the dealership's sake, like we had this fucking piece of shit Mercedes S55 AMG, had 200,000 miles on it. They wanted like $35,000 for this car. And the thing was like a pile of crap. Like it would barely start. So sure enough, I just started like, they put a bonus on the damn thing. It was like $1,000 if you sell it. And sure enough, I got someone to buy it for like $25,000. It was like a $10,000 discount. And I think a lot of people need to learn that lesson of like, negotiate the expensive shit. Like if you're going to stay at a hotel and you're going to spend $300 a night, you might as well fucking say, hey, can you give me 15% off, 20% off? What's the worst that can happen? I can say no.
That or even especially the hotel thing. That's just for the basic room. Hey, I'll still pay this, but hey, can you throw a free upgrade into the suite, top suite?
Oh, yeah.
There's other things too that hotels will do. Yeah, free bottle of champagne, maybe. There's all kinds of things you can ask too to throw in. And it's funny you're saying the house thing. So I was at a my networking lunch that I do twice a month, and they're talking about houses and these new houses, and just because the economy is switching, its prices are going down. These new builds, they're giving free window coverings, free, like all kinds of things thrown in to incentivize people to buy these new houses because it is slowing down, right? So it's the rates are so high, it's affecting people wanting to buy as well. So I mean, there's all kinds of things out there that you can get. Just gotta ask.
Well, dude, especially right now, especially if you got some cash in your pocket, you've got the fucking leverage. You just do. And again, I'll give you the example of our Airbnb that we run. If someone called us tomorrow and said, hey, we want to book your place for 2 months, but we only want to pay $3,500 a month. We want to save $1,500 because we don't want to pay your nightly rate. I would just say yes, because the thing that most people don't understand is like a, a dollar saved today is better than $100 gained tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather have the guarantee now than I would have the hope or maybe the dream of actual, obtaining the more expensive rate. It just doesn't make any sense. And I think a lot of people fucking spin their wheels when it comes to this when it comes to this topic.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you got it booked out for 2 months guaranteed. You got this money. You know you're going to be ahead. Versus, let me see if I can get it at my rate, and I end up only running out for 10 days for the whole month, and then on top of having to deal with a new person on every time someone rents it. I mean, yeah, it to me it makes sense to have the less of a headache and, like I said, the guarantee income for the next 2 months or whenever they're renting it.
Yeah, dude. It's now at the same time, I've learned that the fucking people who ask for discounts, they can be dirtbags. Okay, you gotta vet them a little bit. You can't, I've been taken advantage of many times. Oh my god, my storage, I get these fucking people like, oh, $90 for a unit, that's a little expensive. How about $89? And I'm like, sure. And sure enough, they would never fucking pay me. It's like I was just storing their trash for fucking 2 months and auction that shit off. But it's a good reminder that I think, if you're a halfway decent person, just fucking ask. It never hurts. Like you go to Home Depot, right? You can go to Home Depot tomorrow and get a discount. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And then the person at the fucking clerk or the manager or whoever's gonna be like, we don't give discounts. I'm like, yeah, you do. There's a built-in fucking discount right in there.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Just not that it's a blanket thing, but it's when you're kind of saying that the people that ask for discount usually too, at least with some of the other businesses, when you would give that discount, then they became the most difficult person, right? They're the most
Yes.
they like, oh, this isn't right. It's like I helped you out, and then now you're gonna just even be more difficult than the person that pays the full price. They're just happy with the service, the product, the end result. Like I said, it's not a blanket statement, but it just seems like more times than not, those people you give the discounts to, then they're the most pickiest people ever.
Oh my god. They really are, especially if you're the business. If you're the one like that's providing the service, oh my gosh. Every person that has ever asked me for a discount for any of my businesses, of my service businesses, I don't do business with them. I simply just tell them we don't do discounts. Like if I discount it, like it does, like no, because every time I do, oh my god, complaints. They're the fucking people who fucking post on Facebook about you. There's definitely a value to the people who just pay the money. Those are some of the people who pay the most money are literally the best customers. They're so happy because they see the value in the time saved. I'll give you an example. I was gonna do a pressure washing job and someone is trying to just haggle the price. And I'm like, it is what it is. Like it's gonna take me 4 fucking hours. I'm not doing it for $69. If you can find someone to do it for $69, they're gonna do a really shitty job. And sure enough, that fucking person hired the $69 guy and called me 2 weeks later, like, you were right. Like, you were how much is it? And I'm like, it's $400. Like, yeah, but you told me like 2 weeks ago it was gonna be 300. I'm like, well, I underestimated the job. It's like you fucking idiot. Like cheaper is not better. I can promise you that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty much across the board. I mean, I don't know, right? Businesses are built off it. McDonald's, Walmart. I mean, there's a lot of businesses that are built off, being one of the cheapest, one of the most, price driven value. But it's you got to sell more, you got to do more. It becomes a headache all the time, right? Not all the time, but a lot of the time, because you are just working that much more. People then start expecting it, right? Andy Frisella talks about giving discounts a lot and why he doesn't, because then people will only buy when you have a discount. You give that such a great discount, they're going to stock up. Then they're not going to need to come to you next month or in a couple for a while. So it's a cycle, a vicious cycle. Once you start it, that you get into that it's really hard to get out of because everyone expects it, and then when you're not giving it, they're not going to pay the full price, and then it's just you still got to keep doing it.
It's so as we record this, it's Amazon Prime Day today. And my wife sends me this link. She's like, "Hey, is this a good deal? Like, I know it's this set of luggage that we've been looking at that we're, because we want to buy some like halfway. Every time we go on a trip, we fucking break luggage. Like, I'm sick and tired of going to Ross, buying the cheap fucking luggage and the thing just falling apart. My son's piece of luggage, literally, it's zip tied together. Like, we have one that's like just fucking exploded on the side of it. Like, it's just nonsense. So I mean, look at this like higher end luggage just because we're going to be using it a lot more. And sure enough, on Amazon Prime Day, 42% off. It's the same fucking price it was yesterday. They literally added 42% off. They raised the original price. I was like, this is the same price it was 2 weeks ago. Like, what are we doing? It just businesses and people, they build this fucking excitement up, and I think a lot of times we get so there's a sale, we gotta buy it before it goes up, and then you like all fucking common sense just literally you just crap it out, and you start pulling out the credit card, and I'm like, it's gonna be the same price tomorrow. Like, that's why, like, it's funny because like some of my e-commerce business, I don't discount shit. Like, it's Christmas time. Here's 5% off. No, absolutely not. Because you fuckers are only going to buy during Christmas time because you know you're going to get the discount.
Yeah. When I used to work at Costco, Black Friday is the same thing. Like the price would be literally like a difference of $50, on Black Friday. It's like, it's just buy it now. You don't have to wait till Friday. It's really not going to be a big difference in price. But I will tell you this: Costco does have good luggage at good prices. I've bought a couple pieces of luggage from there. I still have them. It's been freaking years. Not that I do traveling, but yeah, for value and quality, Costco be good for luggage.
I'm gonna have to try it out. I'm gonna go look at them because, dude, oh my god, it never fails. Like, dude, I've had shit blow up in my bags. Like, I'm just sick and tired of buying cheap luggage. Because I'll go to Ross and be like, oh, this set's $59. And it's like the giant one and the little one together. And I'm like, this is a great deal. And then, you get in the airport after you pack 50 pounds worth of shit in it, and the handle breaks or the wheel falls off. Dragging this thing, and all you're doing is cursing. You're just cursing yourself out for making this horrible decision. Because I'm going to end up buying the fucking good one anyways. Eventually, like, just save the money now and fucking, spend it on quality, not, some inexpensive thing.
Yeah. Or having to pay at the airport or wherever you get to your destination for a replacement one,
Dude,
5
I've
times.
bought in fucking duffel bags and fucking shopping bags. It's like, oh my God, I feel like an idiot, Then you got to worry about throwing it away. And I'm like, can I put my 42-gallon suitcase in your trash can? Like, no, you can't put it in my trash can. Like, you're taking up half the fucking space. So that's funny though. Anyways, we got 2 minutes left. We got like 1:40 left. What, Nate, anything that you want to pass along to the audience?
One of the things that I did and been working on the last couple of weeks is getting rid of vices, right? Wrote down a list of my vices and really trying to stick to getting them, things like, and it's not even things that you maybe do all the time, but it's just still things that your productivity, alcohol, procrastination, sweets, just a couple of them that I've really been working on. And I write down your vices and cut them out of your life. We're talking about do essential things, not things that are not essential. And that's my recommendation for the week.
Well, I'll give you some facts. So the average American watches 3 hours of TV on average every single day. By the time they die, they spend 10 years of their life sitting in front of a fucking tube. And if you're listening to us or watching us here on YouTube or a podcast, please like, subscribe, and keep enjoying this product. Okay. Your advice needs to be us. If you want to connect with us, you can reach us out on the website or the link below and have a conversation with us. See if you could take some more action. So, Nate, before Zoom kicks us off, really appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, man. Have a good
It's
one.
about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.